Greetings. Shalom. This is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect. Thank you so much for tuning in. Decided to do a live video today. I wanted to talk about some pointers on how to, I wanted to share actually some pointers on how to manage um, life with the language barrier, which I am in Tanzania, and the main language here is Kiswahili. Not everyone speaks English. I speak English. So I wanted to share some pointers and tips on how to manage living in a country that where you have a language barrier, and how to um, be able to uh, get things accomplished, accomplish goals, and function basically in a land where you don't speak the main language. So, me having lived here in Tanzania for um, 4 years now, and I've been able to manage my life. I've been able to create a business. I've been able to make friends and do different things, even though I do not speak the language fluently. I've been able to accomplish these things. So, yeah, just wanted to do a live and talk on some points. Let me see something. Okay, I'm still trying to learn how to do all this, all these all these functions in this StreamYard. I was just trying to. Uh, I'm just trying to learn everything, because as you do in the live, all these different things pop up for you to do, and I'm like, oh, that's new. That's new. So yeah. Let's see. But anyway, this is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to my faithful subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Thank you to my new subscribers. Welcome in the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, this is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect. Decided to do a live video today. Yeah, share with you my experience and pointers and tips on how to manage in a country where you don't speak the language fluently. Like I do. I do. I can say certain things, but I'm not as fluent as people say I should be, because of the number of years I've been here, which that's true, and I haven't wanted to take classes or anything, because I'm not paying money. Yeah, I'm not paying money to learn language. I learn it as I'm here, and so yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. Let me see this. Okay. I'm testing stuff, y'all. It's like while I'm in here, I'm testing stuff. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, I wanted to talk about the pointers of how to manage when you decide that you want to go to a country and you may not know the language. And I'm specifically referring to living in Africa. A lot of us in the diaspora living in the West are interested in repatriating and coming back to Africa to create, maybe do business, to buy land, to build, to repatriate, to, or visit. In some countries, they don't, their first language is not always English, and a lot of them know English, but it is always good to try to partner I mean, it's always good to try to get to know locals. It's always good to try to learn some of the local languages, especially if you plan on doing business or, you want to assimilate into the culture. So one of the first ways, easy, seamless ways or ways that you can do that is to learn the language. You can start off like a toddler, like how I started. I didn't take any classes, but being around locals, I just started, listening to how they respond to each other, how they greet each other, and I just started mimicking them. I do the same thing they do, and same mannerisms, everything. So I opted not to pay for classes. First of all, I felt like that was a waste of money, but some people don't. They pay for classes. I would rather wait and learn from locals, even though I'm not fluent and people say I should be. I don't go by the expectation of others for my life. I go by what's comfortable for me. And what's comfortable for me is, first of all, not paying for classes because I don't have money to be paying for classes. There's other things I'm trying to do with my money. So I never had a desire to take classes. And then a lot of the classes, they teach formal. They teach you the formal language of the language you're trying to learn. And so I don't want to learn and then try to live amongst locals and I'm speaking formal language, their formal language. So I want to speak like them. And so I want to say the things that they say, when they greet each other. I don't want it to be so obvious that I am a foreigner, because a lot of times we look a lot like a lot of the continental Africans, and they can only tell it that we are not when we open our mouths and stuff like that. So sometimes how we dress, but yeah, sometimes the Western style of dress is ridiculous with all the nakedness. Yeah. So if that's your style and you come here, they'll know right away that you're from. But other than that, if you're modest, like here in Tanzania, the dress is modest. It's a lot of Christians and Muslims here, so they dress modest. You have a few people dressing like the younger people. I notice a lot of some of them dress more like Western style, so the tight jeans and all that stuff. But for the most part, if you dress modest, and they can't always tell that you're not from here. So if you're wanting to spend time in local environments, living amongst locals, which is what we should all strive to do, come out of the cities and live more in the rural areas, in the suburban areas, or the bush, some people say, or the country area. You want to kind of get out of the cities and you want to blend with the locals, or, get to know them. So you have to try to learn the language, and it's best to learn from them because they'll teach you. They're very excited to teach you, and then you're teaching them English and they're teaching you the language. So it's been trial and error for me. It's been manageable. I've been able to actually accomplish the goals that I had set for me, when I first arrived. I've been able to accomplish them, but it's been slow. So I haven't been able to move at the pace that I would be able to do it in the West, because there's no language barrier there, and that's my home where I was born. So I know the systems there, but here, you have to learn the systems. So the systems, and then the language, and then your goals. So you have to try to incorporate all that together to accomplish the desires and goals that you set for yourself. So if you want to come here, if you want to do business, if you want to, look for how places to live or buy a car, or different stuff you need that you want to do when you come to Africa, you're going to need to know some language. You can go to international areas, and a lot of those people, they do speak English. So it's you can do that, but some things you do have to have a local, you have to know some language. So the point of this video for me to you is to show you how you can actually come to a country, don't know the language, and then still be able to be successful, to be able to function, to be able to, accomplish the things that you. Shalom and blessings to you. Shalom, welcome. So, what I did is when I first arrived in Tanzania, I didn't know the language. I didn't know T shillings, nor did I know the language, but I was able to still create a business. I was still able to find a place, find furniture. Uh, um, I was able to accomplish things, travel, visit different areas in Tanzania and outside of Tanzania. Caught the bus several times. So all these things I did, and I didn't really know the language. Even now, I'm not fluent in it. I'm not fluent in the language, but I know enough to get. I've learned. One thing that I did is I learned the words that I need to know to get what I need. So, I studied like the food I like. I studied how to say the toilet, water, different stuff that you need to survive. How I learned how to save money. I'm learning how to count the numbers and things that you need to be able to accomplish the goals that you have for your life, and just how to survive here, the basic. And also there is also a translate app. I use that till this day. It's Google Translate. If you know you want to come to a country that speaks another language outside of English, it's always good to have your Google Translate app, even if they speak English, like Ghana, Kenya, a lot of other countries, African countries, they speak English, but they all have local languages. So if you're going to blend or work with locals, it's always good to try to learn a little of their language. It makes them more comfortable with you, and just they see that you're accepting of their culture and their language. So it just helps the getting to know the locals, just being more connected to them, just letting them know that you're open to learn, you're interested in learning about their culture and their language. So one way you can do it is through the translation app. So get that on your phone. If you plan on coming anywhere in Africa, it's always good to have it so you can learn that local language, even though they speak English, because everybody knows that English is the colonizer's language. And unfortunately, we were born in the West, and we do that. A lot of times, a lot of us, that's all we speak is English, or we know another colonizer language, English, French, Spanish, but the African languages, is something that if you're of African descent, you should have a desire to at least learn an African language. And so I was super excited about learning Kiswahili. So I know it enough to function, and I keep telling people that, but because they don't hear me speak it, they think that, or because I'm not fluent, they think that I can't speak. They think that I can't function, here. But I'm always by myself. I don't always have locals with me. I go everywhere I want to go here. I've ridden the bus to different areas here in Tanzania without somebody with me, and I've been able to manage. So I know enough to be able to get the things I desire, get where I need to go. You have an Uber app, so that the transportation part is not a problem with you not actually knowing the language. You have your Uber app or your Bolt. Bolt is just like Uber here in Tanzania. And then you just put your location of where you're going, and then the people take you where you got to go. Sometimes a lot of times they don't even know English, and you don't know Swahili a lot, but you can still manage. Hey, Seneca. Hey, welcome. Decided to do a live today. I was just talking about the pointers on how to manage with the language barrier. So in whatever country you decide to go to, the language barrier should not keep you from wanting to visit that place, right? It shouldn't stop you as an English speaker not wanting to visit, do business, repatriate, or whatever. And I was talking about Tanzania, for example. When I came, I didn't know any of the Swahili, but it didn't stop me from wanting to stay here, live here, learn it. And so me being here 4 years, I feel like I'm not as fluent as I should be. That's what locals tell me, but I'm still able to live. I've been here 4 years. I got a business I created. I travel around to different places on the bus with locals. Like I've traveled, done different things. I shop local state. I mean, I'm able to manage, even though I'm not fluent in Kiswahili, but I know enough to get accomplished what I need to accomplish. And I was trying to give some pointers for those who are interested in maybe visiting not only Tanzania, but any country where the language is not primarily English. You might want to go to some of the French speaking countries, Francophone African countries. You might want to go to the Portuguese, Congo, Angola, they speak, Portuguese, Spanish. So you might, as an English speaker, want to go visit those countries, and the language barrier shouldn't keep you from going to visit at least. You use your translation app. So if you go to and visit Angola, if you go to visit Congo, Angola, Congo, whatever, and they speak in Spanish, you speak English, but you can use your translation app to convert it from English to Spanish. Either you can say it or you can let it, if you hit it, it'll read it to them. So I was doing that when I first got here in Tanzania. I would, type something in the translation app, and I would just let the translation app person voice read it to them, because I didn't know how to pronounce some of the syllables. So I started like that. But after you hear it so much, you're around a lot, you start learning, just like you're taught English as a baby. You hearing it and you're learning. Same thing with Swahili. If you're around it and you hear it a lot, it just starts becoming second nature to you. So as you're flowing through, walking around, mingling with the locals and purchasing items, it starts flowing. You just know how to greet, even if you're not fluent like me. I can't do like a whole conversation with them like I'm talking now, but I can go back and forth. They might say hi, I might say, how are you doing? They say, I'm good, how are you doing? And then I'll be like, I'm good. How much is this? Oh, this fruit. Oh, I would like this. Like I can go back and forth with them enough to get accomplished what I need to accomplish. And you can do the same thing. So if you're not able to say what you want, you can just look it up. How do you say peach or pear, or how do you say grapes, or whatever you put it, and it'll give you the word. So it is manageable for you as an English speaker to travel wherever you desire to travel and still be able to flourish. You can still flourish in a place where you don't speak the main language. You can. I mean, I'm a living example of that. For almost 4.5 years I've been here, and I'm able to get everything that I had in the West. The only thing I was not able to get is a car. And that's because I don't personally feel comfortable driving here. The way they drive, I don't feel comfortable driving here. And I wouldn't even want to drive. Now, if I move further out to like maybe a suburban area, not necessarily the bush, because I don't want to live out in the bush, but like move out more in a rural area, suburban area, country type area where there's not a lot of traffic, then I would feel more comfortable driving. Then I would feel more comfortable, maybe investing in getting a car, a little small vehicle or something, and drive myself around. But living in this city, the way these people drive, I don't feel comfortable. And I've had a license since October of 2020, since I've been here. I got my license right after I got here. And I'm like, I'm not driving. If I have to, I will. But yeah, and you can drive with your US license too, because I have both. But I just wanted to get a local license because I knew I was staying. So, but that's another way that you can function. So it is doable. Now, when you decide that you want to take it a step further and do business, or if you decide that you want to, do business, buy land, and all these different business things, you do need to have a local to talk for you, negotiate for you. That's very important because, you can get really overcharged if you don't have a local to handle the business things for you, or large ticket items. I think I've said that before. So if you have, like if you want to buy a car, or if you want to buy furniture and all that, it's best to have a local to negotiate for you, because you can really get taken advantage of, because you don't speak the language. So that would be it would that wouldn't be a good situation. Yeah, that would be a good situation. So but other than that, you can actually manage on your own. Like I have managed on my own. I have been able to accomplish a lot, actually, but it took time, and you can do the same. So don't feel like it's people that want to come here in the West, and they feel like, oh, they don't speak English, and I ain't gonna be able to like manage there. You will be able to manage, and because when people come here, we usually recommend that they live close to the international areas where a lot of people speak English around the peninsula. So around the peninsula is where most of the international areas are, and we usually recommend people to stay around those areas when they first arrive. But as they learn the language, they'll be more comfortable to move out further, which is what I did. Like I started in Masaki, they say one of the richest cities in Dar, but it's big. It's where the embassies are. Where the U.S. embassy is, where a lot of the embassies are, that's where I stayed for like 6 months. Then I moved further out to Mbezi Beach. That's further out. That's like an upscale local area. A lot more locals live there. They don't really live in Masaki like that, but I would say they would live in Mbezi Beach, which is a little out. And then I'm even further out now. So I moved a little further out, because as we move out and we see that it's still like a city area where it's a lot of people in a small area, you want to be further out because you want a little bit more space to, you don't want to hear like cars, a lot of music, and a lot of activity. You may not want to, at first it's fine, but after a while you're like, okay, I want some peace. So then you move further and further out, which is what I did. So now where I am now, I'm like 15 minutes outside the city. So it's more quiet. Like you don't hear cars, you don't really hear people. I just hear nature, birds, and every now and then you might hear like a church service or something, because our people, Africans, they love to have their church services. They might have a little church service, which I can deal with church service, because I was in some areas where I used to hear like the mosque praying stuff, and I'm not fine to hear that, because nothing about it fit me. I felt weird when I would hear it. Just didn't sound like the tune, the tone, or the whatever. They don't sound like the people, that's the church people, when they sing. When the locals go to church and you hear them singing, it sounds nice. It's a nice sound. They have nice voices. It's like, their voices sound like instruments. But when you hear the people praying, people praying in the mosque through the bullhorn or whatever, it doesn't, it don't do nothing for me. I just be like, it sounds like noise to me. So I'm out now to where I don't have to hear all that. So, and it's quiet. So that being the case, you don't have to be afraid to visit, to repatriate, do business in a country where you don't know the language. And I would think that that's the same for the South American countries, Spanish speaking, Colombia and all these different, Brazil, wherever these people go, wherever we go, like some of them don't speak English, but we're able to manage there, China, Japan, or whatever. We as Black people, we go everywhere. So you can go to wherever, Australia, wherever country you decide, France, you might speak English you can go to a lot of different countries, Russia, wherever. They don't always speak English, but you're able to function, you're able to manage things. So it's workable. You just have to have a international mindset. and not just that one track mind, in that you think, yes, thank the Most High for technology. And that's what has really helped me, because I still even use it till this day. I use it because some of the places, like I go to Morogoro a lot. I love Morogoro. I go there now. They have the new train that goes there. I haven't taken it yet, y'all, but I will take it soon. I was taking the bus, but now the train is only an hour and 40 something minutes, maybe 30, versus 3 hours on the bus. So I'm excited about trying the new train to go there. I haven't done it, and it goes to Dodoma and another place too, Zaire, I think. I'm going to try, and I'm actually going to visit Dodoma and the other place, because I haven't been there, and I just want to take the train just to see. So I'm gonna take a trip, and when I do, I will make sure I record it for you guys. But yeah, it's manageable. So don't feel nervous. Don't be afraid. I'm coming to Africa and they don't know the language, this and that. It's okay. Well, we don't know the language. I'm coming to Africa and they don't all speak English. So especially certain countries, because not all countries, you might feel more comfortable going to the ones that do speak English. But I've noticed that even when they speak English, sometimes there could be a language barrier, or understanding, a barrier in understanding like what you're saying. So, for example, they speak English in Kenya, right? But you can go there and ask for something in English, and they may not understand, and you may have to try to figure out how to explain to them like what you're talking about. So not only is it that they, they may know English, but they may not understand everything that you need and want, because it's just kind of different. You have to kind of maybe Google something to show them a picture or something. So that's the same thing here. Even though some of them don't know English, and you do, you can communicate with a local in different ways, right? Sometimes you may have to use your hands. You may have to do like charades. Remember charades? You may have to do that. Like, if you're new here and you don't know how to say food, you might see a local and say, like, I need food. It's like you may have to use your hands to explain to them what you need. Because I've had to do that even when they understand English, because they understand English, but it's kind of limited. It's kind of too limited to like general, just like me. I know limited Swahili. So if they came and asked me about something, I would be like, I don't understand, so they will have to try to get me to understand what they're saying. And the same thing with us. We may ask something and you may have to show them, point to something, or, think of a way to be creative in getting them to understand what you need, especially when you have a groundsman and you live in a certain place. That's been my experience. Whenever I've lived in a certain compound, apartment, that you may want to tell them something that you need done in your house or in your apartment or around, and they may not understand. So you'll have to tell them, come. So when they come, then you point to it, you show them this, and they say, oh, okay, sawa. So you may, even here, even when they know, because both of my groundsmen knows English, but it's general, when it comes to like detailed stuff, you may just have to say come and just show them what you need. So you'll get used to it, and it's manageable. You can do it. So yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to do this to encourage those who are interested in visiting Tanzania or repatriating, specifically here, because I'm here, and are doing business. Don't feel because there's a language barrier you won't be able to do things. You can, you go on Instagram, and so many more businesses that are advertising that are here in Tanzania, and they advertise in English. And even if it's in Swahili, You can see a translation. There's translate apps even in online. So when they're selling things, or you can click see translation. So if I see something I'm interested in, if I'm interested in buying something and I go on Instagram and it's in Swahili, I'll say see translation and have all the details. It'll convert it to English for you. So you'll say, oh, this is a microwave or blender or a dress or a hat, and the hat is so and so, like it'll translate it for you. So then you can communicate back and forth with them. What I do is a good tool that you can use too, especially if you're in, it doesn't matter which country, but if you're in Tanzania, when you reach out to someone online, you type to them in Swahili. So if you see something on Instagram you want to buy, right, and you have a question, you can use your translation app and type it in there, and it'll convert it to Swahili, and you can type Swahili to that person. You say, Mambo, you can say in Swahili, I like this. Do you have blue? Do you have a small size? Like, you can type it to them online, like Instagram or wherever. Mainly Instagram is what I do. I speak to them in Swahili when I ask questions. And a lot of times when you do that, they give you the local price because you're speaking to them in Swahili. Yeah. And so that's a lot of ways to get local fair prices if you speak to them in Swahili. And then by the time they say, okay, yes, it's this price, this, can you deliver it? All Swahili. Yeah, we deliver. Can you deliver to, I'll tell them where I live. Yeah. And then after that, it's done. You already got the deal. So they come and they don't know until they see you. Oh, this person is not from it, So it's a way around the language barrier, family. And so if you reach out to me, I'll give you little pointers and tips of how to manage. If you're already here, you can connect with me at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. I'll put my email address in here. Hit me up at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. Yes, in here. And if you're already here, but if you're coming and you are interested in a business consultation, I've been doing a lot more business instead of travel, because a lot of people know how to travel here, get a flight, how to come here. But the business part of it is something that people have been more interested in. So if you're interested in doing business here or something like that, hit me up at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. I am going to put in I do accept donations. If you're interested in blessing me in my journey here, living here, I'm going to put my information in here, my CashApp and my PayPal. I'm learning to do all this like everybody else be doing. So yeah. Okay. And my PayPal is PayPal. That is okay. All right. And I'm working on a land building project as well. Let's see. Yeah, I'm working on the land and building project as well. And I won't be sharing a whole lot about that. I will show possibly when I'm in the land, and when I'm maybe inside. I'm not going to show a lot of details because I don't want people knowing my location, where I'm at and all that. They know that what area I'll be in, but not specifically, because I don't want people coming to my place. So, but anyway, I'll show more details then. But anyway, I wanted to do this to show that it is possible for you to be able to get things done, accomplish, your goals. Let's see, pointers on how to manage life. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, I just wanted to do this to encourage those who are interested in visiting, repatriating, doing business, all that good stuff. Hit me up. I'm here for you. and I'll do a video in the next couple of days. I wanted to do make this a video, but my volume, for some reason, my volume on my computer was not acting right, y'all. My technology people be messing with my stuff. It's the devil is a liar. So I decided to do a live stream. But anyway, thank you so much. Do me a favor, please like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up. The notification bell to be notified. So whenever I do a new video, a live stream, or anything, you'll be notified. Make sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up so we can get these videos in circulation. But anyway, thank you so much. I'll do another video in the next couple of days, or a live. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time to view my content. If you know anyone interested and they're living in the West and they want to come to Tanzania, share my channel with them, my video or whatever. That would be awesome, awesome, awesome. So thank you so much. And I'm going to end this stream, and I'll do another one in the next couple of days, next week, something like that. Thanks. Okay. Shalom, salama, peace, family. See you guys in the next one.